I knew that I was going to come to Iowa the day that I toured campus.
It felt like, all right, this is where I'm supposed to be.
I was looking at all the different buildings and the manicured lawns and thought, oh, this is like college. I can be a student, I can experiment, I can try, I can fail, and I can also eat dining hall food.
Being here in Iowa City, there were so many things going on. It was such a vibrant academic and intellectual, but also creative community.
There's not a person in my major or that I've met at Iowa that I don't feel like I can go to.
It really felt more like a family.
Iowa does an amazing job of giving you so many different resources to figure out who you truly are when you come here.
The coolest thing about being a Hawkeye is that it doesn't mean one thing.
I want to be a visual storyteller and a filmmaker. What's been given to me here can really help me with that.
Being a sorority president, that gave me a lot of leadership experience, and I want to use that skill to impact other people.
Valuing the people that you work with is the most important thing, and that's definitely the lesson that I'm going to take away.
Being able to have the entire country rally behind you and having that lasting impact on women's basketball, it's honestly a dream come true.
I've never even been into sports. I learned just how awesome it is to be in that community of we are all students here right now cheering on this one thing.
Every time I wear a Hawkeye shirt, I always hear somebody yell, "Go Hawks," at me. So I know that that's going to follow me wherever I go.
From COVID and everything that happened, I was stripped down to the essentials of leaning on my people and learning how to allow people to help me.
Coming from a first-generation student, being resilient meant staying through college, pushing myself to be the best that I can be.
Not being able to see my family, that was really tough in a way that I probably still haven't completely processed.
I'm thankful for the peers as well as the mentors that I've had who have allowed me to be resilient.
I would love to thank my mom, my dad, obviously.
Thank you, Aunt Kelly and Uncle Mike, for raising me, for being there for me. And
My colleagues for some of the best years of my life.
I would like to thank the UI Reach program, my grandparents. I like to thank them.
Thank you, Mom and Dad.
엄마, 아빠 항상 낳아주고 이런 경험하게 해줘서 너무 고맙고 이제 졸업인데.
My roommates, Alyssa and Leah, shout out to you guys.
Thank you to my beautiful fiance and soon-to-be wife, Renee.
Thank you to my friends for making all of this worth it.
Good evening, and welcome to the May 2023 College of Public Health Commencement Ceremony. I'm Edith Parker, Dean of the College of Public Health. It's my honor and pleasure to welcome all of you, our students, family and friends, our faculty and staff, and many special guests as we celebrate commencement in the class of 2023. This is a very special day for many important reasons. First and foremost, it's a day to celebrate and recognize the outstanding accomplishments of our graduating students. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the College of Public Health, I want to offer our warmest congratulations to all of today's graduates. This commencement ceremony marks the culmination of years of dedication, determination, and resilience, qualities you have demonstrated in abundance during the challenging time when you were earning your degree. I also want to thank the families of our graduates to know how happy and grateful we are to have you here with us today to help honor these amazing graduates. Thank you for all you have done to guide, love, and support your students as they worked to reach this important milestone. We have had the joy and privilege to be part of your graduates' life during these past few years, and they have been full and eventful years. The entire University of Iowa community shares your pride and happiness on this very special occasion. At this time, I would like to acknowledge several individuals who will be assisting with our commencement ceremony today. First, Robin Hyken is the sign language interpreter who will be translating remarks this morning, or afternoon rather. Thank you. Joining me on stage and assisting with today's ceremonies are several faculty administrators with our College of Public Health and Central Administration of the University of Iowa. I ask each of them to stand as I introduce them. Joseph Kavanaugh, Professor and Head of the Department of Biostatistics. Margaret Shirazi, Clinical Associate Professor and Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. Elizabeth Krashilis, Professor and Head of the Department of Epidemiology. Jeffrey Dawson, Professor and Associate Dean for Faculty Affairs. George Webby, Professor and Head of the Department of Health Management and Policy. Scott Reisinger, Assistant Dean for Student Services. Tom Peters, Professor and Interim Head of the Department of Occupational Environmental Health. Mark Vanderwijk, Professor and Head of the Department of Community and Behavioral Health. And representing the University of Iowa Central Administration and conferring the degrees today, Associate Provost for Undergrad Education and Dean of the University College, Tanya Udenholman. Thank you to all these individuals and the many others who've been instrumental in planning today's events and helping to make sure things run smoothly. I've been told that they'll also be taking care of the weather, so let's hold them to that. It's a team effort, and we're very grateful to have such a capable team. Now, let me say congratulations, class of 2023. This is, yeah. This special day has finally come, and gosh, did you have to go through a few things to get here. I think we can all agree that your time as students has tested you far beyond the normal academic assessments required to earn a degree. Your years as students have been marked by economic pressures, social divisiveness, and of course the COVID-19 pandemic, which brought to all of us fear, isolation, anxiety, and all kinds of uncertainty. And yet you have persevered and thrived and contributed. You adjusted to changes in most everything you knew when you arrived here as first-year students, from the upheaval in the way we live, eat, work, play, and socialize, to adapting to new ways of classroom delivery and remote learning. And you've taken advantage of the opportunity that COVID gave us, one of the silver linings of the pandemic perhaps, to do true public health as students, supporting local public health as contact tracers and in other COVID-related activities. And you've done this while seeing and acknowledging the challenges for public health that the pandemic has shown. Our society today is navigating an array of complex social issues that challenge some of our most basic ideas about how we are as a nation, about how we relate to each other, about how we practice public health. Because the work of public health is so closely connected with the everyday lives of people, the way we live, work, and interact with one another, what we believe and who we trust, we as public health people find ourselves squarely in the center of these challenging conversations in difficult spaces. It's something that comes with the territory we've chosen to operate in. And we've chosen that territory precisely because it's the place where people's lives are being lived and the choices are being made that impact the health of individuals, the broader community, and our society at large. But this is the time we're in, and we have a role to play right now to share our public health values and to infuse them into discussions and decisions wherever they're happening. Values like community, the idea that we're all in this together, that our commonalities far outweigh our differences, that everyone's health benefits when we work towards solutions that are inclusive of more voices, welcome new perspectives, and broaden participation. Values like health equity, the idea that everyone should have the opportunity to achieve their best health possible, that we should work to remove barriers to health and eliminate preventable health disparities. Values like diversity, which, as you know, is one of our college's core values. Respect for and inclusion of all persons and valuing their unique experiences and contributions is essential to achieving our education mission of educating you future public health professionals. We know that a well-rounded, culturally competent public health workforce is necessary to meet the health needs of our country's increasingly diverse population and to address the very real health disparities faced by many groups. As important as it is to articulate and advocate for public health values in this environment, we know how much of a challenge that work will be. It will require tremendous skill and patience and goodwill. It calls for new approaches in a spirit of openness to build a new climate of trust and to create new partnerships that perhaps don't even exist and that are very needed. It will take creativity, energy, and a sincere dedication to the mission of public health. It will take more of that same perseverance and resilience and innovation that you have shown throughout your careers as public health students. If there's one thing we know about this group of graduates, you're not going to shrink from a challenge or be deterred by long odds. You've faced and overcome major challenges, and you're equipped with the skills to lead the way forward. Class of 2023, I know you're up to all the challenges ahead. We very much need your skills, your ideas, your energy, and your passion. We're so proud to call you graduates of the University of Iowa College of Public Health, and we can't wait to see all that you will accomplish in the future. Congratulations and best wishes to you all. At this time, I invite Assistant Dean Scott Ressinger to come forward to present the College of Public Health Student Awards.
I have the pleasure of presenting the Milford E. Barnes Awards. The recipients of this award were named by their department or undergraduate program as someone who is an outstanding student and who also exemplifies the mission of the department and college and contributes significantly to the department in various ways. When I call their name, I ask that they come forward. We do have some students who were not able to join us today. The Milford E. Barnes Award was established in 1968 to honor Milford E. Barnes, who from 1930 to 1952 was professor and head of the Department of Hygiene and Preventative Medicine, a precursor to today's College of Public Health. We are delighted to continue the tradition of presenting this award in recognition of outstanding students from across the programs and departments of our college. The following three students were unable to attend today, but were recognized at their departmental ceremonies. Carissa Kari Komnick, Department of Biostatistics. Kari is from Novato, California, and will graduate with her PhD in biostatistics this summer. Elena Elliott Weary, Department of Community and Behavioral Health. Elena is from Anamosa, Iowa, and has earned her Master of Public Health in Community and Behavioral Health. And Emma Herbach, Department of Epidemiology. Emma is from Maitland, Florida, and earned her PhD in epidemiology during the winter of 2022. Emma was also named the Dean's Achievement Award, which is awarded to a graduate who has exemplified, promoted, or contributed to diversity at the University of Iowa. For the undergraduate program, Grace Jukovic. Grace is from Northbrook, Illinois, and is earning her Bachelor of Science in Public Health with university honors. She has also earned a minor in lifestyle medicine. In addition to her excellent academic record, Grace has been involved in many activities in the college. She took part in the highly competitive Global Health Case Competition her first year on campus, has worked with Healthy Lifestyles program, and collaborated with many students across the college. Grace will be attending the Milken Institute of Public Health at George Washington University to pursue an MPH in epidemiology this fall. Grace Jukovic. Joanna Knutson, Department of Health Management and Policy. Joanna is from Amory, Wisconsin, and has earned her Master of Health Administration degree. Service to others describes Joanna very well. From being a volunteer firefighter in her hometown to a volunteer administrator of the Upstream Initiative, a high-risk obstetrics clinic at UIHC that connects patients with resources to address social needs, Joanna is dedicated to improving healthcare for those in need. Building on her commitment to rural healthcare, she led the launch of the college's new Student Association for Rural Health, serving as its president. Joanna completed her MHA internship at Winneshiek Medical Center in Decorah and will be starting her postgraduate fellowship with Alena Health System in Minnesota. Joanna. Josh Ventling, Department of Occupational and Environmental Health. Josh is from Newton, Iowa, and earned his Master of Public Health in Occupational and Environmental Health. During his time with OEH, Josh has proven to be a high-achieving student who is also curious and open to new experiences. He apprenticed at the local nonprofit Farm Grow, Johnson County, worked for the Iowa Superfund Research Program, assessing public school districts' experiences with PCB contamination, studied abroad in the Philippines, and served as a teaching assistant for multiple undergraduate courses. Josh's applied practice experience was with the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, examining illegal open burning in southeast Iowa. Josh plans to work for a nonprofit community organization after graduation. Josh Ventling.
I'm very pleased now to introduce Jada McDonald, who will address her fellow graduates. Jada completed the requirements for a bachelor's degree in public health. She is now pursuing a Master of Public Health degree in policy here at the University of Iowa. A native of Sioux City, Iowa, Jada is recognized by her faculty, mentors, and peers as an outstanding student dedicated to improving public health. To name just a few of her activities outside of the classroom, she's been a teaching assistant, was active in the undergraduate public health student organization, and has been a volunteer at the Women's Resource and Action Center. Jada, welcome.
Thank you. So it seems surreal that I'm standing here today, because 4 years ago, I could have never imagined that I'd be graduating with a degree that brings me so much joy and fulfillment. When I first came to the University of Iowa, I had no idea what I wanted to major in, but I did know that I wanted to help people and I wanted to change the world. I stumbled across public health, and my first question was, what is public health? The World Health Organization defines public health as a method to prevent disease, promote health, and prolong life among the population as a whole. We all sit here today because years ago, we were tasked with the opportunity to answer that one question: what is public health? While the definition of public health is complex and multifaceted, we made it here today because we were able to answer that one question. Our coursework, research, and internships taught us how to address public health programs, organize public health programs, and evaluate quality care measures, but our lived experiences, that is what drives us and what will shape us into the professionals that we are becoming. I think I can speak for my peers when I say that our educational journey was quite unique, nonetheless adequately preparing us for the fields that we are entering. We lived through one of the worst pandemics of all times: land hurricanes, shootings, and lockdowns, not to mention some of the most aggressive and discriminatory legislation public health has ever seen. Nevertheless, we persisted. We proved that we are ready to take on the several different challenges that public health may throw at us. As we go on our many different paths, there are 3 fundamentals that I hope you all hold dear. Number 1, we are educators and leaders, and it is our responsibility to lead our communities. We must be strong voices when there is no one to speak for them, but we also must be excellent listeners. Number 2, do not stand down in the face of adversity. Throughout history, many people have been challenged when attempting to initiate change, but in order to meet our very possible goals, we must not quit. And 3, remember that we all chose this degree path for many different reasons, but the commonality being that we are all dedicated to making the world a better and healthier place. Whether that is through addressing health disparities, studying the pathway of infectious diseases, or running a hospital, when we leave the college, the intersectionality of our disciplines will not. We will continue to rely on our peers and faculty members for expertise and innovation. While this may be the last time that we all convene in the same auditorium, we will continue to work together through the principles of our works and passions, impacting the future of greatness and continuously working towards greater overall public health. Congratulations to you all, and on behalf of the graduating class, thank you to our friends, families, teachers, and mentors for helping create a new generation of public health practitioners. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jada, for the very thoughtful reflections and for all you've done and are continue to do to make the College of Public Health such an outstanding learning environment. We're very grateful. And now I'm very pleased to introduce our next speaker, Andy Peterson. Andrew received his master's degree in biostatistics yesterday at the University of Iowa Grad College Commencement. Congratulations on that milestone, Andy. He's from Palatine, Illinois. During his time in Iowa City, he's been active in our biostatistics student community. Notably, this year, Andy received the Department of Biostatistics William R. Clark Graduate Teaching Assistant Award. After graduation, Andy will be joining the Medical College of Wisconsin's Center for International Blood and Marrow Transplant Research. Andy? Oh.
Thank you so much, Dr. Parker. Hello, everyone. Let me start by saying it is my honor to speak to you tonight, and I wish you all a heartfelt congratulations on your graduation at the College of Public Health. Earning a degree is an incredible accomplishment and a chapter in our lives that will shape what we do for decades to come. The University of Iowa and memories that we have made here will always have a special place in our hearts. Late into my junior year of college, I became interested in postgraduate studies, and specifically the University of Iowa, after enrolling in a summer program here in introductory biostatistics. For most of my time as an undergraduate student, I never had plans to continue my education. As a typical Midwesterner from Illinois who likes to complain about the Midwest, I always thought that I would move to a state where spring actually starts on March 20th, or where part of its tourism is not controlled by corn. However, the University of Iowa had a draw on me and showed me some things that are so much better. I found a gorgeous campus with an even more gorgeous public health building. I found classes and research opportunities that I loved and challenged me. I found constant reasons to leave my apartment and experience all of what Iowa has to offer. But above all, I found people. Kind, smart, and my people. The professors, students, and staff are so genuine and caring here and truly do the university proud. At the College of Public Health, we care for one another not just in the words that we say, but in the work that we do. Perhaps what is most special about public health majors is that the money we will earn and the status we will build in our careers are not what our degree or our future is all about. Rather, our degree is about helping and serving people. What is the people that we have met, are yet to meet, will never meet, our degree is meant to help those in need. Martin Luther King Jr. has many quotes about how service shapes our lives. My favorite one among them is, not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is determined by service. With this in mind, let your time at Iowa allow you to identify a public health problem that is meaningful to you. Then use your knowledge and skills developed at the College of Public Health to take a stand and be part of a community that overcomes what is negatively affecting its people's health and well-being. This is how we at the College of Public Health care for one another. And of course, we'll never be alone in our service. Each problem demands people across multiple disciplines of public health. This problem may be a new strand of COVID that needs an epidemiologist to study its patterns and how it spreads, or a biostatistician to analyze the statistical data behind the virus, a community and behavioral health researcher to develop an intervention to help communities affected by the virus, a health management and policy worker to facilitate services for those that are sick, or an occupational and environmental health researcher to ensure the community and workplaces' safety during a global pandemic. Whatever the problem, it is going to be one that needs a combination of all our areas of study. No problem can be tackled by just one discipline. The College of Public Health has equipped us all with a role that we fulfill, and by joining all our roles together, this is how we'll make the biggest difference. We are truly blessed today to be graduating from a prestigious university and programs. Thank you to our professors and staff of the College of Public Health for providing us with such an outstanding education. Thank you to our families and friends for all the support of our endeavors. And again, I want to congratulate you all on your outstanding accomplishment. I know that each and every one of you has a bright future ahead. There are a lot of public health problems that reside in our world, but this generation of College of Public Health graduates will surely be one to make a huge difference. I wish you all the best in your futures to come, and go Hawkeyes.
Thank you very much, Andy. Your remarks really summed up the sentiments and values we share and the hope we carry forward. So thank you for sharing those thoughts with us today. Now, for the main event. The College of Public Health is approved to offer the Bachelor of Arts and the Bachelor of Science majors in Public Health. We're pleased to have University of Iowa Associate Provost for Undergraduate Education and Dean of the University College, Tanya Uden-Holman, with us for the conferring of those degrees. And of course, we're so proud to acknowledge that Tanya is one of us, a clinical professor of health management and policy here in the college. So please join me in welcoming Tanya to the podium.
Thank you.
Will the candidates for the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelors of Science please rise? Associate Provost Uden-Holman, these candidates have completed all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Arts are recommended to you by the faculty of the College of Public Health for the conferring of this degree.
On recommendation of the faculty of the College of Public Health and the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on each of you the Bachelor of Arts as qualified and designated. Congratulations.
Associate Provost Uden Holman, these candidates, having completed all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science, are recommended to you by the faculty of the College of Public Health for the conferring of this degree.
On recommendation of the faculty of the College of Public Health and the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on each of you the degree Bachelor of Science as qualified and designated. Congratulations.
The turning of the tassel is a tradition of gesture by which each student signifies passage from degree candidate to graduate. Now, before we recognize each of you individually, please mark your new status as graduates of the University of Iowa and College of Public Health by moving the tassel of your cap from right to left. Thank you, graduates. Please be seated now, and I will ask Assistant Dean Scott Reisinger and Associate Dean Margaret Shirazi to come forward to present the graduates. Dr. Reisinger will first present the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science graduates, followed by Associate Dean Shirazi's presentation of graduate students from the College of Public Health. Graduate degrees were conferred yesterday at the Graduate College Commencement.
Sauda Abdullahi, Bachelor of Arts. Hala Abouasaf, Bachelor of Science. Moyo Soreo Lua Adisa, Bachelor of Arts. Jordan Renee Bandy, Bachelor of Arts. Emma Catherine Bernick, Bachelor of Arts. Emma Buns, Bachelor of Arts. Samantha Sophie Carey, Bachelor of Arts with highest distinction. Cameron Coates, Bachelor of Science. Jordan Ray Deitch, Bachelor of Arts. Kaylin Marie DeCesar, Bachelor of Arts. Danica Fiedler, Bachelor of Science. Cole Ashton Frederick, Bachelor of Arts. Caitlin Nicole First, Bachelor of Arts. Elam Kojo Bobo, Bachelor of Arts. Brandon Joseph Gerhardt, Bachelor of Science with high distinction. Sydney Michelle Hartman, Bachelor of Arts. Isabel Frances Hogue, Bachelor of Science with highest distinction. Samantha Rose Hoover, Bachelor of Arts. Emily Ann Jensen, Bachelor of Arts with highest distinction. Jaron Lucas Jones, Bachelor of Science. Grace Katerina Jukovic, Bachelor of Science with University Honors. Maria Kasoga Fatuma Kikuni, Bachelor of Arts. Bradley David Knutson, Bachelor of Arts. Jacqueline Olivia Coles, Bachelor of Arts. Aaron Creasy, Bachelor of Science. Addison Ann Lee, Bachelor of Arts. Josephine Renee Lloyd, Bachelor of Arts. Ellie Marie Madsen, Bachelor of Science. Meredith Malloy, Bachelor of Arts. Andrew Dean Maresca, Bachelor of Arts with high distinction. Jada Amari McDonald, Bachelor of Arts. Jane Gonzalez Merzel, Bachelor of Arts. Lindsay Adelaide Metzger, Bachelor of Science with University Honors, Honors in Public Health. Jillian Zamoy Naithang, Bachelor of Science. Seamus Jeffrey O'Connor Walker, Bachelor of Science. Nate Olson, Bachelor of Arts. Mackenzie Jean Patridge, Bachelor of Science. Audrey Morgan Penningroth, Bachelor of Arts. Delaney Jane Peach, Bachelor of Arts. Catherine Elizabeth Wren, Bachelor of Arts. Cyrene Lee Richmeyer, Bachelor of Science. Jassia Naremi Robledo, Bachelor of Science. Madeline Ray Rosen, Bachelor of Arts. Carmen Elizabeth Squira, Bachelor of Science. Austin Philip Smith, Bachelor of Arts with highest distinction. Catherine Jean Snodgrass, Bachelor of Science with highest distinction with University Honors. Marin Catherine Stensrud, Bachelor of Science. Amin Mohammed Taha, Bachelor of Arts. Good, how are you? Bradley Douglas Troy, Bachelor of Arts. Hanukkah Karen Van Herrick, Bachelor of Arts. Jonathan Wilson Wachowski, Bachelor of Science. Shannon Wenzel, Bachelor of Arts. Kendall Elizabeth Wright, Bachelor of Arts. Tiffany Lynn Wunderlich, Bachelor of Arts. Michaela Justine Zimmer, Bachelor of Science. Let's give our graduating bachelor degree students another round of applause.
Will the master's and PhD students please come forward to receive formal recognition? Graduating from our professional concentration, Shadeh Ghaffari Rafi. Graduating from the Department of Biostatistics, Daniel Hee-Jin Zhang, PhD. Stephanie Alora Lewis, Master of Science. Andrew Peterson, Master of Science. Krit Petrachayanan, Master of Science. Graduates from the Department of Community and Behavioral Health. Colton Ball, Master of Public Health. Riley Beldrin, Master of Public Health. Yahaira Bolaños Flores, Master of Public Health. Mariana Gabriela McClat Cota, Master of Public Health. Riley Elizabeth DeWitt, Master of Public Health. Paul Joseph Holdiver, Master of Public Health. Abanea Ilavarasan, Master of Public Health. Angelica Marie Camrad, Master of Public Health. Peyton Elise Clippert, Master of Public Health. Emily Laverty, Master of Public Health. Natalie Rose Peters, Master of Public Health. Yanka Pino, Master of Public Health. Nathan Patrick Savage, Master of Public Health. Haley Schneider, Master of Public Health. Rachel Sears, Master of Public Health. Kamara Suzanne Shaw, Master of Public Health. Eliza Nicole Steer, Master of Public Health. Ashley Noel Williams, Master of Public Health. Now introducing graduates from the Department of Epidemiology. Victor O. Akinyemi, Master of Public Health. Got a fan club. Krishna Akandi, Master of Public Health. Aziz Arishikola Alade, Doctor of Philosophy. Ryan Albright, Master of Public Health. Graham Osdale, Master of Public Health. Natalie Doherty, Master of Public Health. McKenna Deaton, Master of Public Health. Simon Dungan Seaver, Master of Public Health. Stephanie Evett, Master of Public Health. Dylan Hendricks, Master of Science. Nicolette Kibibi, Doctor of Philosophy. Kelsey Lipke, Master of Public Health. Noemi Moreno, Master of Public Health. Anya Morozov, Master of Public Health. Priscilla Remula, Master of Public Health. Katrina K. Stadler, Master of Science. Niall Stoltz, Master of Public Health. Grayson Ann Tabor, Master of Public Health. Tino Tenda Tongogara, Master of Public Health. Radha Velamuri, Master of Public Health. Mitchell Robert Wisniewski, Master of Science. Xinyu Zhang, Master of Public Health. Now introducing graduates from the Department of Health Management and Policy. Briani Babulal, Master of Health Administration. Tyler Kuhlander, Master of Health Administration. Bonnie Gao, Master of Health Administration. Ashad A.J. Hodge, Master of Health Administration. Madeline Hinker, Masters of Health Administration. Eleanor Jansen, Masters of Health Administration. Paul Naki, Master of Health Administration. Joanna Knudsen, Master of Health Administration. Meredith Meyer, Master of Public Health. Eric Ramos, Master of Health Administration. Dylan Sampson, Master of Health Administration. Annie Marie Schaefer, Master of Health Administration. Olivia Wilson, Master of Health Administration. Joanne Constantine, Doctor of Philosophy, Health Services, and Policy. Hannah Rochford, Doctor of Philosophy, Health Services, and Policy. Now introducing graduates from the Department of Occupational and Environmental Health. Spencer Baker, Master of Science. Lauren Barlow, Master of Science. Christian Fye, Master of Science. Lindy May Holt, Master of Science. Jim Kaser, Doctor of Philosophy. Natalie Pinheiro Falcon, Master of Science. Elizabeth Presnell, Master of Public Health. Benjamin Sint, Master of Public Health. Emma Smaley, Master of Science. Joshua Ventling, Master of Public Health. Let's give our graduating master's and PhD students another round of applause.
Before I start the closing, let me just say that we will have a recessional out, and then you can meet all these wonderful grads out in the lobby after the recessional. So we look forward to seeing you there. But let me just say in closing to all of our graduates, while you've now completed your degree programs and are preparing to move forward in new and exciting directions, you'll always be part of our public health family. You're alumni now, and as you go to your next chapter, wherever that might take you, please keep in touch with us. Come back and visit. We've got a really good basketball teams. And let us know how things are going. We're excited to learn about and help celebrate all that you accomplish. And finally, you know that the mission of public health has never been more critical than it is in this moment. The public health skills you learned in your coursework, experiential programs, research experiences, and the values you live out every day are the key to meeting the current public health challenges, preventing future crises, and ensuring a more just, secure future for everyone. On behalf of the College of Public Health, I congratulate you, graduates of the class of 2023. Your future, our future, is very bright, and all of us at the University of Iowa wish you the very best. Congratulations.